Hello guys, it's Coach Review here. I want to be talking about when will Vekoma come back to the United States. Vekoma is a Dutch amusement ride manufacturer which was established in 1926 and made their first roller coaster in 1979. They are famous for their Vekoma boomerangs, SLCs, and junior coasters. Vekoma has a bad reputation in the US, but recently Vekoma has started to make quality roller coasters around the world. Some of their new models are the Bermuda Blitz, Space Warp, Top Gun launch coaster, and suspended thrill coaster. The Bermuda Blitz are considered great rides. An example of a Bermuda Blitz being Wet Coaster at Legendia, in Poland, of course. Currently, there has been only one Bermuda Blitz created, but Wet Coaster is considered a great roller coaster and widely praised by people who have ridden it. This Vekoma Space Warp is a launch coaster that's very similar to the Winton Blitz, but a little bit smaller. It only has 2 installations so far, with Formula Energylandia and one other one in a Chinese park. The Space Warp also is kind of like a smaller version of the Vekoma Shockwave. But now let's actually talk about the Vekoma Shockwave. The Vekoma Shockwave has had 2 installations, with one being Abyssus at Energylandia and another one being named Dragon in the Jungle at a Chinese amusement park. But the Shockwave is practically a larger scale space warp, very, very similar to the Infinite Blitz. Then there is a Vekoma suspended thrill coaster, which is a evolution of the Vekoma SLC. The Vekoma suspended thrill coaster can also be abbreviated to the Vekoma STC. There has been 2 that have been planned or already installed, with one being going to Tripstra in Germany in 2022. Or not 2022, 2020, and another going to Tato Park in Ireland and will open in 2023. But overall, enthusiasts that have ridden Hall's Uberkopf at Tripstra have had very positive things to say about it. The Vekoma Top Gun coaster has been added to 5 parks, with 3 currently under construction and 2 currently operating, which both of them opened in 2021. The Vekoma Top Guns we have seen look very good, and I think most enthusiasts would wish some come to America at some point. A few Vekoma coasters are opening soon in the US, and which are, of course, Tron Light Cycle Power Run at Disney's Magic Kingdom and Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, which is going to be opening next month. But both of them, of course, are family coasters. The first next generation Vekoma thrill coaster that will be going to the United States will be at Codaland, with the name Circuit Breaker. Circuit Breaker is a Vekoma tilt coaster, which looks like it will be a pretty good ride. Anyways, if Circuit Breaker is a success, I think that chains like Cedar Fair, Six Flags, and Hershey would all be interested in getting one. But new generation Vekoma coasters are also generally cheap, with a Abyssus at Energylandia costing about $11 million, or 11 million euros, and about 11.7 million US dollars. Compared to rides like Velocicoaster, which are $30 million, not including theming, the Vekoma Shockwave is practically Infinite Blitz with a few changes, because the cost of them drastically differs from the Infinite Blitz. Well, I would imagine something like Taiga, another Infinite Blitz, was probably only $20 million, but still a Vekoma Shockwave like Abyssus, still a lot cheaper, and I would imagine it gives you a similar product. So I would imagine that after the pandemic, chains like Cedar Fair, SeaWorld, and Hershey would all be interested in new gen Vekomas because of their cheap price compared to other rides. Also, the next generation Vekomas are even cheap enough for somebody like Six Flags or independent parks like Lagoon, Hershey Park, Kennywood, and Silver Dollar City. Or, why did I say Silver Dollar City? I don't know. I meant Silverwood. But anyways, there's a possibility even Fun Spot could afford one, but it would be on their higher side of the budget, of course, so they would probably not get one. So almost any park, or larger scale park, could realistically afford one. So I'm going to be predicting where some new gen Vekomas could go, other than until 2027. Some I predict, I predict one Vekoma coaster will go to a park in 2023 that's not circuit breaker. I heard that a Vekoma STC or Adventure Coaster will be added to Silver Dollar City. My reasoning why is because Dollywood got Dragonflyers in 2019, and that is a Vekoma family invert. I think Hershen Family Entertainment would trust Vekoma enough through the success of Dragonflyers to add another Vekoma product that is more expensive. We would use train and to its advantage and would probably have a cost of $10-15 million. In 2024, I predict 2 new Vekomas would be added. I think the first one would be a Vekoma Hypercoaster. Yes, a Vekoma Hypercoaster, which would go to California's Great America. The reason why is that I predict this is that in California's Great America's 20-year plan they had submitted to the state, I would imagine, they said that they were going to add a hypercoaster. And I would imagine that a Voyager and Malyard or B&M hypercoaster would probably be taken off the table after the pandemic, and Cedar Fair probably wouldn't want to spend that much money. But the Vekoma hypercoaster would probably be 200 feet, and with an out and back way out, probably cost about 15 to 20 some million dollars, which is pretty good compared to the B&M hypers. Right, that would probably be around 20 to 25 million dollars. The second coaster I predict is that a Vekoma motorbike coaster would be going to Dollywood. For me, that is a big rumor, and it would be in Wildwood Grove, of course, and would be geared towards kids, and would probably have a cost of like $10 million with a track length of probably 2,500 feet to 3,000 feet. In 2025, I predict one new Vekoma, which is a Vekoma Space Warp that will be going to Dorney Park, which will replace Stinger and probably would cost around $10 million. And has because of course, Space Warp has a great capacity for the crowds Dorney Park gets, and after the success of the Vekoma Hypercoaster I predict to go to California's Great America, I think Cedar Fair would want to add some more Vekomas. In 2026, I think that 2 new Vekomas will be added. Let's talk about the best of the 2. I predict that Six Flags Fiesta Texas will get a Vekoma Shockwave with a cost of around $10 million. The reason why is because normally Six Flags Fiesta Texas is the test ground of the Six Flags chain and all. And second, I think Vekoma will be in the price range of Six Flags. But now, the second thing I predict, I think that Cedar Point will be adding a tilt coaster to the success of the one going to Codaland, of course. And I think the GP would really like a tilt coaster, of course, because, it's unique and it's scary to the GP, of course, because the GP are practically scared of anything, but still, you know what I mean. Even that might be too similar to Valraven, because Valraven does have a vertical drop, too, that, faces you down. So it might be a tad bit too similar, but it shouldn't be similar or too similar to stop Cedar Point from getting one. But finally, in 2027, I think that 4 new Vekoma coasters will be added to North American parks. First, I think a Vekoma Top Gun launch coaster will go to Six Flags New England and will replace the 2 boomerangs. The ride would probably only cost around $10 to $15 million, and Six Flags New England needs a new ride, especially a launch coaster. I think that a Vekoma tilt coaster we added to Six Flags Discovery Kingdom with a height of 150 feet, of course. And I also predict that it would probably dive into a tunnel to make it drop 200 feet. But I think that Discovery Kingdom would add this trying to compete with California's Great America after it added the Vekoma Hyper. And also, a tilt coaster would, of course, be pretty cheap, and Six Flags could easily afford it. And the third coaster I think Vekoma will bring to the U.S. in 2027 is a Vekoma Family Boomerang going to Fun Spot, Atlanta. And it would have a price tag of, around $4 million, and so Fun Spot Atlanta would have a quality family coaster, because before they had 3 coasters, which are Airy Force 1, of course, that's a big throw coaster, an E&F Miler, and then a kiddie coaster. So it's not very good. They need a true family coaster and a Vekoma Family Boomerang, which all look pretty decent. I think that would attract more families to Fun Spot Atlanta. But finally, my final prediction, and if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Anyways, I'm gonna predict that a Vekoma Bermuda Blitz would replace T3 at Kentucky Kingdom. T3 at Kentucky Kingdom is a Vekoma SLC that most people hate, and I predict that they will replace it with a Vekoma Bermuda Blitz. First, a Bermuda Blitz would probably only cost about $15 million, which is easily in Herschen's budget, and would also have a perfect capacity for Kentucky Kingdom. And of course, I predict that Herschen and Vekoma have a good relationship in the future. But hopefully you guys enjoyed the video and liked what my predictions, and put down in the comments what you think about my predictions. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.